Hello. I think we are live. This might be the most flawless launch to date. Is it possible? Good morning. I've got my phone taped to my drawing board because if I have to look all the way over here, it's a little tricky. You know what? That doesn't work so well. I'm going to move this window over here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. All right. Let me just move my various All right. Will Bruce Art has resubscribed. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. What else has happened in the interim? Jay Carlos has subscribed. Patrick Berlin has subscribed. Borg Queen 1701. For those of you who don't know, Starship Enterprise. It's I don't know, it's call sign or whatever, was 1701. I'm sure that's what the reference is there. Got that one. EVCGM, subscribe. Elliot Ness from the Untouchables, 13. Subscribed 4 hours ago. Deoi subscribed a day ago. So I want to thank all the people that subscribed kind of in between all the gaming sessions and the live streams, the art streams. You don't get the call out live, but I do appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. Rich Broke has resubscribed. That was 3 days ago. So Cryptic Games resubscribed. Hey Jim, hello. Janella, Poop Kid. I think I mentioned those before. And now we have Endless Shadow, President of Jelly Beans, Angry Panda 888. I think in Chinese culture, 8 is a lucky number, I think. So that's probably where that comes from. I'm trying to decipher and decode all these mysterious handle names. All right, let's get the show on the road. Okay, I'm going to answer a couple questions. Hey, Jim, when are you back to Brazil? I do not know. I know there's a convention here in December, but I'm not going to that. That's a CXXP. Cryptic Games, nothing cryptic about my name. Well, actually, there was a company called Cryptic Games. Are you associated with them? I don't know. They produced a superhero MMO game back in the day. I forgot the name of it, but I remember playing that. They were based up in, I think, San Francisco, I want to say. Hello, Kate. Kira Hiko's one of our mods, and Renelephant, the other mod. So thank you guys for coming. We were double modded today. I understand there was I was watching yesterday's feed with Kelsey. It was quite comical. But you guys did it. You walked her through the steps. She was unfamiliar with OBS, and you walked her through the steps, and she was able to get on, even if the gameplay audio was very faint. And that's my fault. I went and adjusted the settings so that it'd be fairly foolproof, and I wanted the in-game audio to be low, so that it doesn't. If she couldn't fix that aspect of it, at least you could hear her and not the game. Because the reverse, if the game's too loud, it's hard to hear her. It's a lot worse as far as these streams go, I think. City of Heroes, that's the game. I remember checking that game out while we were working on DC Universe Online. And, DC Universe Online is on PC. I should stream that, actually. It's free to play. So that might actually be kind of cool. We could create a league of our own. If I can make if I could drop a hint to go see a movie, that would be it. Or when Vanilla WoW goes live, the kids are all excited for that. So if you guys heard the big news out of BlizzCon, they're going to basically re-release the original World of Warcraft game without all the excuse me, without all the teleports and excuse me, and all the things that they added to the game. And people want to basically relive their childhood, but we could conceivably create a guild, and so more people can play at once. And that game is a lot more low key than like PUBG or Overwatch. People kind of chat and play and organize and do stuff, and we could do larger raids and stuff like that. So what's in store for us today, Art Night Rises? What's the theme for today? Well, I'm going to do, first off, I'm going to do a very quick sketch of something that I've owed a fan a long time. So I'm going to just do this real quick. And then we'll figure out, I think the top toaster was Joanna, sorry, I'm screwing it up. Tony Kenobi has subscribed. Thank you, Tony Kenobi. And SG Todd Bullock. And D. Calvin. And Shaker Time. War 306. Thank you, guys. And Endless Shadow. Endless X Shadow. The top toaster was Joannella. So I'm going to have Joannella pick the first sketch idea. But before I do that, I'm going to do a quick Doctor Strange sketch. And then there was something else I wanted to do. I can't remember. I'm having a hard time. All right, let's just start with this first. How's this look here? Hold on, let me. Excuse me. I just got back last night. Rolled in around 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it looks pretty good. Okay, great. Guys, today I've got someone working on the heating system. They're going through and replacing all the filters and stuff. So the guy that's here may need me. So if I get called out, I will be back shortly. In fact, let me get that set up. I think. One second. You know, I do want to say something though, which is I'm gonna drop in a link to. Where'd all these art go? Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to find something. Obviously. All right, hold on. Okay. First off, let me thank everyone for coming and sharing your Sunday morning with me here. All right. Great. All right, I think I got that. Oh well. It's going to take me a little more time to create that be right back card than I thought, so I will just not worry about it right now. One thing I need to do is do a quick costume check for Dr. Doctor Doom, how quickly you forget what any of these characters look like. That's what I'm missing. Excuse me. All right. So I'm going to do Doctor Doom first. And my favorite version is the Jack Kirby version, which is the version that John Byrne also really emulated when he did his takes. So those are, in my mind, like the two best. And that run on the Fantastic Four by John Byrne is probably my favorite run of Fantastic Four. It actually surpasses the original Stan and Jack run, in that it always felt a little bit more modern to me. And as a kid, I remember not being a fan of Sue Storm and the Submariner's sort of dalliance or flirtations, and I always felt bad for Reed Richards. And so thank you, Will Broussard, for the cheer, and then Jonella. DJ Mid-Tens has resubscribed. To Thith has resubscribed, another month, another subscription. He thanks me for the stream. Thank you for your support. Let me just say there was also someone that is there a William Levasseur here by chance on the stream? I'm pronouncing it correctly. A William Levasseur? Anyone? Bueller? Ray Andreas, hey, greetings from Houston. It was cool. I met there was a police officer that basically sort of did some security and helped us during our signings in Houston, and he is a participant. He follows the Twitch stream, so that was very cool. Seeing that, we talked a little bit about PUBG, and he's a big comic book fan. Actually, there were a couple cops, so that was kind of cool. And I'll tell you that this trip, I'll talk a little about this trip just briefly while I'm drawing this sketch, was pretty amazing. You know, I remember seeing the initial footage of Hurricane Harvey as it kind of hit Houston. It kind of hit it directly on, and you saw these pictures of highways completely submerged underwater, and people in boats and canoes trying to go and save loved ones. And we had friends that actually had to did that. They were okay, but they had to go find their, I think, mother-in-law or their in-laws, and they had to get a canoe and to go rescue them. It's just crazy town. So a lot of people lost everything, and the whole first floors of homes were submerged under several feet of water, and so we knew that would have an impact not just on Houston, obviously, but the retailers, that one of our biggest markets in the country. And so we knew we wanted to step up and do something. We had done something in the past for Katrina and other natural disasters. And so at that time, we knew we couldn't go right away because basically no one's ready to kind of go to store signings or support stores when they're basically sort of fending for themselves. And so we knew we had to wait as much as we wanted to help, like, immediately. So there are things that we we did as a company in terms of helping retailers with their inventory and stock that was damaged, and we sort of made an internal commitment that at least Dan and myself would go and do sort of a like a whistle stop tour. You would basically go and hit one store after another and try to do as many as you can in a short period of time. And so we had that idea for quite a while, and then finally the time was right, and we were able to put this together. And so I flew out Friday, and we met up with some people that we knew, and then got up pretty early on Saturday. Well, pretty early, I'm saying like, like 7 o'clock Houston time, which was 5 in the morning our time, and in California still. And we hit the first store at 10 a.m. And we hit 6 stores in total. And all the stores were roughly an hour to 45 minutes apart. And so Dan DiDio, and we rented this big Suburban. Dan DiDio was there, myself, our 2 wives, Michael Schelling, who's one of the DC's publicists, Adam Phillips, who's our sales rep, and a woman named Tiffany, who worked for Bedrock City Comics. And we hit 3 Bedrock City stores, a store called DNA Comics, Space Cadets Comics, and Eighth Dimension Comics. Those are the stores. And basically, on my Instagram, at Jim Lee Art, you'll see I kept posting these images from Google Maps. And we started in the north, went to the southeast, and then we went to the northwest, and then back towards downtown, and then back up north, because the last store was the closest to, well, at the time, closest to the airport. And my wife and I flew out on a 9:40 flight. So we left the last store at 8 o'clock, made it to the airport, and flew back. And it was really great. It was also Justice League Day, local comic book shop day. We had special commemorative Justice League Day comics, but also a special edition Houston Strong edition of that same Justice League Day comic, but with a different color treatment. Those were pre-signed by myself and Jeff Johns. We signed 1,000 of those. Dan DiDio also signed them at the store, so I think he ended up, by his count, signing 22. So there's an extra exclusive variant, which is the Dan DiDio, Jeff Johns, Jim Lee signed version, which, so we were joking about that. And, in between the stops, because we had long drives in between, we were just Googling news, and my assistant was sending me eBay updates, and I guess one sold for $300. They were trying to push for $400. I don't know what they're going for today, but it's all good. And the stores were basically either giving them away to the first customers in line, and the very first people have been waiting there. I think some stores 4 in the afternoon Friday, so they were waiting over 12 hours. Actually, what am I saying? 24 hours. Almost 24 hours, sorry. And other stores, people were waiting since 8 p.m. For a noon appearance. So again, very long periods of time. And so hopefully, if they're the ones selling those books and reaping the rewards for their dedication, you may think, well, they're just profiting. But the way I look at it is they're going to make some bank. And then they're going to spend that money on something, most likely in the Houston area, which will help stimulate the economy, and which was the design. The whole idea is, how can we sort of, in a very own small way, kind of stimulate the local comic scene. And it was really great seeing all the fans. They were very excited. They were smiling and happy, and then in the next breath they go, well, I lost everything during the flood. And then it kind of brings you back to reality and go like, wow, you didn't really see it per se at the time because everything looks fine. But in talking to people about their situations and what happened, roads were closed down. Everyone had to take the same local route, and it would take an hour to go 3 miles. And it was just not a pleasant ordeal. It was very difficult. So I like, when you think about Doctor Doom, think about it now as I draw it. It's unusual to me in that his mask has these like I don't know what they're called, these little rivets, which at the time in the early '60s probably felt very industrial, and or maybe it wasn't very modern. Maybe it was supposed to evoke kind of old world European values. I don't know, but the idea of there being rivets on anything in the modern era seems very kind of an antiquated look. But then I've also seen versions where they did a really sort of streamlined armor where it's all silvery and stuff like that. Doesn't look right either. So tough character to kind of pull off in today's day and age. And I remember seeing the original Fantastic Four movies, and then the reboot, and the different attempts to kind of make Doom's appearance look cool. It's tricky, I'll talk about movies for a second. It's just very tricky getting this stuff to look just right. I do have more submissions for review, so there will. I'm going to update the event schedule. Obviously, we're going into a holiday schedule, so we're going to be able to do a couple fun things, I think. At least fun for us. We'll probably do a cooking stream. Woohoo! Let's hear it for the cooking streams. We'll do a cooking stream Friday morning, I think. Thanksgiving being Thursday. So we'll do a cooking stream probably Friday around 11 in the morning, is my guess. And we'll be making some spaghetti with meatballs from scratch. So I'm going to post somewhere, somehow, or maybe I'll email all the subs. Yeah, I'll email the subs. So look for it in your email. A ingredients list later today or tomorrow. And if you want to cook along, because we will be cooking in real time, you can go buy these ingredients and try to make this dish yourself. And if you do, please post it onto Instagram so I can see the results. That would be pretty cool. And so different members of the family will be making different foods. Kelsey's quite a baker. Brittany loves cooking as well. She makes a mean salad as well. So I think there's going to be some interesting dishes. And then I'll make the spaghetti with meatballs. So that's happening. And then Saturday morning, I'll be doing a portfolio review. There was the last artist I didn't quite get through all his work, so I'm going to start with that, but then I'll review someone else's work, and maybe I'll do that over an hour and a half, a little bit longer than the usual hour. And I'll probably do a live... I might do a live stream. There'll just be more programming because it's a holiday break. And I'll do more stuff during the day because the only time I can sort of live stream during the day is on the weekends, not during the week. But there might be an opportunity Wednesday or Friday or both to do some more. So check the events page on Twitch. And if you're a subscriber, I will email you the ingredients list. I came here for art. I ended up making salmon salad. Yes. So if you know anything about this stream, if you're new to this stream, yes, you I don't know. I think people come here for the drawing. 99% of the people, but my understanding is to make these streams sort of, or these channels viable, you have to be kind of committed to programming, having something there on. And I just can't stream that often, and definitely not stream art as often as I think people would like it. So we kind of mix it up to keep our own interests going, to be fair, and just do something different. And if it's just too much for you guys, there's plenty of other things to do in life these days. Pretty incredible, actually, all the options and between tutorials on YouTube and all this incredible programming on TV and in the movies. Oh, so let me talk a little bit about... hold on one second, guys. Oh, did we ever figure out if William Levasseur... Kate or Renee, did William Levasseur ever say if he was here or not? Or Thomas Lilly? Thomas Lilly? Oh, he's here? Oh, Will Bruce Art. Okay, all right. So Will Bruce Art. So there are two ways to also kind of make contributions. People can cheer, and that's essentially like kind of Bitcoin, but it's owned by Amazon. But then on the main page, there's this big donate sack of cash thing that Lucas, our son, set up, where people are able to, I guess, directly send donations, and so I get notified via PayPal. And so I wanted to thank Thomas Lilly. I'll just say their first name, Thomas, and Keaton, Keaton, and William for their support. And then so William will get to choose the next character after Joanella, and then so we'll do that. So let me just finish this sketch up very quickly. I've got to get a brush. 1 second, I'll be right back. All right. All right, so I've got some brushes here and some ink, and I'm just going to quickly fill this sketch up. Anyway, so Houston was a lot of fun, and it was great seeing all the excitement of the fans. I hadn't been there since Amazing Comic-Con, which was 3 years ago, but last time I did store signings in Houston was during the Killer Instinct tour in 1993, and there were a couple of people there that had been at the store signings then. They had these old school, printed photos to share, and they're like 30 years old now, and yeah, it was about 20 some odd years ago. Is that possible? What's the math? 93 to 2003 is 10 years, 20, almost 24, 25 years. And so these people were in their mid to late 30s, and they were kids back in the day. So if that doesn't make you feel old, I don't know what does. Gentor has just subscribed. Thank you very much. So on this, I'm just kind of spotting some blacks to kind of add a little depth and, break up the line weight. When you use a marker, markers really only give you one line weight, thickness of line. And so it's nice to be able to go in with a brush and quickly adjust them so there's more variation in the line weights, and that's important because it makes it look less mechanically drawn, a little more interesting. We have donated 100 bits. Cooking with Jim Lee would be amazing. Can we request you do a cake or a pie? That would have to go to Kelsey. She's the pie master. She makes some awesome raspberry or blackberry pies. Or Jay Kavner is also Mr. Deathstroke 1000. Cheered 1,000. Thank you very much for that. And Janella was Kappa 100, Kappa 100, Kappa 100. That's 300. 600 from before. So it's hard to keep up with all these. So cheers. I'm just going to have to kind of go on based on my kind of tracking memory as I do it. And so if I miss out on something, maybe one of the mods can tell me if I screw it up. Oh. Renee is telling me he has whispered something to me. He has whispered the drawings they want to see me sketch. Right? Is that what you're saying? Alright, let me see. I know David Chang. I follow him on Instagram. Amazing chef. Momofuku. I ate at his place in New York City. Alright, I don't see the Wispas. Where'd they go? They're usually right here, guys. I don't know what's going on. Hold on one second. Oh, it would be great if I logged in. Okay. All right. Looks like the theme for today is bloodthirsty characters. So we're going to be doing. Janella has requested the Punisher, and Will Bruce Art has requested Deathstroke. So I'm just adding some drop shadows. So this cloak is creating a shadow across his chest and his tunic. And the tunic has these folds, it undulates. So the shadows kind of are like water. If you were to pour water, where would it accumulate? It kind of accumulates in the creases here. Right? And so that's where we put that. So this is our warm-up sketch. I feel sufficiently warmed up. Okay, almost done here. Just drop a little ink behind him, kind of make him pop a little bit off the background. I think you're going to see some exciting stuff on Twitch. A bunch of people I know from different walks of life ask me questions about how to start twitching and my experiences. So once they get on here, I'll send you the appropriate links, but curious to see what they do with it, with the technology. So all I'm doing is just dropping in a black field behind the white and just kind of helps push off the figure from the background so it doesn't look as flat. All right. So that's going to somebody already. All right, so we'll put that over here. And we'll move on to the next drawing, which will be the Punisher. How's chat flowing so far for you guys? Are we good? Should we start restricting? Should we start restricting it to sub only for? It looks like I'm able to kind of follow what's going on, but I'm only looking every now and then. Oh, don't post anything long like that, Dr. Nick. I can't. There's no way for me to read that quickly enough. You're going to have to edit your thoughts a little further down. Sorry. It's all good. All right. Not too fast. Okay. I haven't seen the new Punisher. In fact, I haven't seen a lot of the Marvel stuff on TV. Or the DC stuff, actually, to be fair. I don't watch much TV at all. I usually watch stuff with the family. So my wife and Carolina, we usually have like one show that we'll pick and watch, and it's don't judge, but like The Bachelor or Bachelorette. It's just a pure escapist, odd stuff. A lot of crying and people judging each other. If they're on a reality TV show about dating, if they're there for the right intentions. We'll watch Survivor with the kids. So, some junky reality type contest shows. But other shows as well. I mean, we watched a bit of Ray Donovan, Game of Thrones. Breaking Bad is probably the last one that we saw from its start to the entire end. Judging harshly. There we go. All right, ban that guy. Ban him. Romantic type. No, I think we're just trashy. All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to move this back. The Wire is amazing, I hear. I have not seen it. Westworld. We love Westworld. That was another show we were watching, but obviously not with the kids. Come to Bosnia. There's a show over, I want to say it's Croatia, though. I think, or is it Bosnia? It's somewhere near former Yugoslavia, but it's on Memorial Day weekend, and we're committed to MegaCon in Florida. All right, so let's do the Punisher here. So with the Punisher, I could just draw a guy with the headband. Look straight out of that John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John movie from the 80s. What was that movie called? I had the song Let's Get Physical. Why do I remember these things? Why do I even have a kernel of that knowledge in me? Why am I wasting my precious brain cells with this information? No, it's not Grease. Grease was actually a good movie. You guys don't even know. I'm dating myself. Hold on. I'm going to find out because I want to know what this is, and then I want to expunge it from my brain. Xanadu? Maybe. Staying Alive? I don't know if that's a Olivia Newton-John, Travolta. Ooh. I can type in one last name because they both share John. is it Two of a Kind? What were they in together? All right. Olivia Newton-John's done quite a lot. All right. Was it Xanadu? Definitely not Grease. Grease was actually good. I can watch Grease. Oh my God. All right, it's unimportant. Xanadu. Okay. Let's Get Physical. That's the song, but people are scratching their head going, why is this even in the stream? There's a movie called Let's Get Physical. No, that looks like it's adult drama. Okay. No, TV movie, Let's Get Physical. I don't think John Travolta was in that, though. I don't know what I'm saying, man. We need to know. All right, can someone spend some time while I'm drawing? This is adult drama. I know. I was like, browser history. Gotta erase my browser history right after this. Two of a Kind. Two of a Kind. Let's see. Two of a Kind. 1983. It's a sitcom. Oh, whoa. Two of a Kind. There it is. I haven't seen this movie, I don't think. All right, let's see. Two of a Kind. You know what? Maybe the next stream we should all just watch Two of a Kind and do a live commentary as we're watching it. All right, so I'm Googling Two of a Kind soundtrack, just so you know. And in the soundtrack, there is, I don't know. So maybe Let's Get Physical is just one of her music videos, and I'm just conflating or confusing a couple things. Anyway, so The Punisher. Getting back to The Punisher. You got to draw the chest, otherwise it doesn't work. Right? Otherwise, it's just a guy that looks like John Travolta in a movie that I'm thinking he was in with Olivia Newton-John, but I'm not so sure. So maybe it was just really staying alive, I think, right? Because there was Saturday Night Fever, which is actually a good movie. And then there's a sequel to that, which was Staying Alive, I believe. And there was one more, maybe even one more, but the sequel was not good. And it had more of the headband stuff in it, where John Travolta is trying to make a career as a dancer, a legit dancer. I want to give him an AR-15 with a suppressor. That looks like an M16 of some sort. All right, so that's the underdrawing there. Grease, it was Grease. No, Grease is a good movie, trust me. And John Travolta did not wear a headband in Grease. We're going to get into a fight about this, I can tell. All right, if you saw Rambo, and if you saw Staying Alive, this is what I had to endure as a teenager. All right. Click that link at your peril. Yeah, the 80s were the best, man. Absolute best. And on my flight back, this is exciting. So on my flight back from Houston, there was an actor named Curtis Armstrong who was sitting in the cabin, and he played Booger on Revenge of the Nerds. So he was also in Risky Business, and that guy was like kind of my hero. He was like this. He was the guy. I think he was always telling the Tom Cruise character, look, if you got to be able to say F it. You're not gonna get anywhere in life if you can't say F it. Because he recognized that Tom Cruise's character was too uptight and kind of held back by his middle class upbringing. And Tom Cruise basically learns the ability to say F it, breaks out of his shell, and then gets into Princeton University by having the admissions officer who comes to interview Tom Cruise at his house, which does happen, the night that Tom Cruise is throwing a big bash, big party, and the admissions officer, based on what I remember in the movie, basically sleeps with a bunch of prostitutes that are friends of Tom Cruise's love interest, who's a prostitute. Has a great time, and then he lets Tom Cruise's character into the movie. If you guys know my background, I went to Princeton University, and oddly enough, that was my life story. That's kind of how I got into. So, but just think of how wildly inappropriate that in itself is, especially in today's day and age. And so, there's all sorts of stuff from the '80s movies, very inappropriate. Porky's, Revenge of the Nerds. I mean, anyway, so Curtis Armstrong was on the same flight, and that was kind of a cool flashback. Because I remember watching him in the movies. And actually, that's kind of one of the interesting things about these. If you go to any conventions, other than San Diego Comic-Con, you're going to get stars that are big now doing appearances. But if you do any of these other smaller shows, you're going to get stars of yesteryear. And it's interesting kind of meeting the stars that big part of your childhood. Excuse me. And so some of the very first shows that I went to, like New York, I met the actor. What was his name? I can't remember, but he basically played Dr. Smith in Lost in Space. If any of you guys even know what Lost in Space is, it's a very old sci-fi show with this robot and Bill Mumy. That was so cool. I loved that show as a kid. Even meeting Carrie Fisher at the time, many years ago. This is before any other reboots or the relaunch of the Star Wars universe. So she was really just writing books at the time. And, she was on sort of Creator's Alley, signing photographs and stuff. And the con organizer was very kind to kind of just bring me over and introduce me to her. And it's kind of cool to have a conversation. I had read a couple of her books that she had written, very funny books about her life, or sort of semi-based on her life. And obviously this is before The Force Awakens and everything kind of blew up again with her. So when I worked on the book, I recognized that, hey, he's not the Punisher unless you can see his chest. And so, was it me or was it Wills that came up with the idea? Score one for dementia and old age. I cannot remember. I was going to claim credit for it, but then I'm like, maybe Wills did it first. Anyway, in the 90s, while we're working on the book, Wills did a run on the Punisher, as did I on Punisher War Journal. We decided to put the skull right here. so that if it was just a close-up of him, you still get this kind of cool Punisher vibe. But then if you accept the whole logic behind Batman from Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller did this cool scene where he basically explained Batman put the yellow around the bat insignia on his chest because that's where he had his armor, and so that was a psychological clue to criminals to shoot for his chest, and so sort of a subconscious way of protecting himself, right? So they would shoot his chest where he was armored and he would survive the gunshot. So now I'm looking at this bandana logo idea, a little white skull and the black bandana. I don't know, I would think Punisher and Batman would have to sit down and discuss tactics and strategy, because I don't know. What's going on behind the scenes? Kate is doing background stuff. Alvovich has just subscribed. Thank you. Jedi B311. Thank you for being here. What does 311 have to do with anything? There's a band called 311. LB Buddha has resubscribed. Happy anniversary, Jim. You're very romantic, LB Buddha. Happy anniversary right back at you. OK Joe K has subscribed. Abetus has cheered 250. PS Ron 4 cheer 100. Abetus cheer 250 again. Thank you. Mudrai has upgraded his membership. Thank you. And Jintora has subscribed. I think I'm caught up. The premiere was a lot of fun. 3/11. 3/11. Is that your birthday, March 11th? You know, I'm hesitant to talk about the movie because I just put on this Instagram no, it wasn't even a review because it was just very short. I just kind of talked about some of the stuff I liked about the movie, and then it, there's so much hunger for information these days. Websites have to fill their pages with content. People just sort of copy and pasted that and made it seem like that was like my official press release thoughts about the movie. I mean, I guess there were thoughts about my movie, but it was odd seeing it on like at Screen Rants and other comicbook.com. Anyway. All I can say is, in today's day and age, there's so much great content out there, so many options. It always surprises me, sort of the vehemence and how people just really like to hate on things. If you don't like it, you just move on. And if you love it, share. But it seems like people are questioning people's appreciation of a movie. Like, a lot of people love Justice League, and then people kind of attack those people and make it seem like they're lying or something. I don't know. It's just this weird thing that's going on. I really can't explain it. But, I went to the premiere with my wife. We had a great time. My wife really enjoyed it as well. She loved the humor. All the stuff that I liked. I mean, the stuff I kind of noted. The Ezra Miller scenes were hilarious. Spoilers here. If you guys haven't seen it yet, mute this for the next 15 seconds. The Ezra Miller scene, the scene where Aquaman sort of shares his internal thoughts. It's hilarious. And I think it was really great to sort of see the characters just kind of hang out and interact. which is, that's, whatever. So there are other movies that I really enjoyed recently, and I think that, no, what is it was people were saying, well, you work at DC, of course you're gonna love it. And it's like, I don't go and share my thoughts about every DC movie, or maybe I do, but not to the same degree. But I enjoy some of the Marvel movies, and one of my favorite movies this year was Blade Runner. I've talked about that with you guys a little bit, but that got great reviews. Did not perform that great, which is a bummer because I wanted to see kind of a follow-up, or hopefully sequels to it. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Okay, so you can see here with the Punisher, I'm just trying to darken it up a little bit. He looked a little too John Travolta-like to me, and I like my I don't know what I'm trying to say. No, he's not a vigilante. He's a little more grisly. The Punisher was an interesting character to me because he was a Vietnam War vet that basically broke when his kids were kind of killed by the mob. And initially, I think it was by accident. I know there have been variations on it. But then he befriends this kind of old dumpy guy, not old, sort of this middle-aged dumpy guy named Microchip, nicknamed Microchip, Chip. And they become this kind of partner, this team. I don't know about you, but I think it would be hard to trust a partner that goes out and kills people, even if it's for the right reasons. I would sense that it would be like anger issues or something, right? I mean, just think this through. It's not like he's normal and he's like, I'm just killing people because my family was murdered. Perfectly normal thing to do. Help me in this war. You'll be my tech support. Update my software. Make sure my iPhone works correctly while I go and kill these people, even if they're criminals. Like, I don't know. But maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is point 3. These drawings come to light with the inking. Well, there's not much penciling there. If I penciled it more fully, you'd see it kind of come to life. But yeah, at this point, I'm just drawing with the marker. I'm just beefing up areas. I mean, I'm not even happy with this yet. I feel like these eyes are too big, and so I'm kind of blacking out the eyes. Give them kind of dead snake eyes. Still look a little too John Travolta, staying alive, happy-go-lucky. I could be a model if I wanted to, but I'm going to go kill people because I'm traumatized instead with this old IT tech guy. The Punisher today, if he were a new character, he'd have this big grisly beard at this point, right? He'd look like the Unabomber. He'd have a hoodie. He would look like a guy that had not slept. And he'd be a very broken person, I think. Right? Excuse me. Or a hipster, yes. Or a hipster. With a very long kind of mustache, like handlebar mustache. That's... All right. I think this is... I'm not going to tinker with this anymore. I want to give him a hoodie. I feel like that would be... I don't know. Just feels more appropriate. All right. No, I just got this BS. I'm going to say BS because they're just made up. These. What's it called? Sure, there's a name for it. See, why can't I remember this stuff, which is important, I think, and just get rid of staying alive? It's the stuff that connects like a rucksack. What are they called? The handles. Backpacks. What are the straps on a backpack called? Backpack strap? That's too obvious, Renee. There's got to be a technical term. Right? A shoe has a sole. It has eyelets. It has ammo holsters. Webbing. There we go. Russell Heath. He's a soldier. He's actually. I knew he would have the answer. Webbing. Yes. All right. The military is all about acronyms and jargon. They're not going to call it backpack straps. Hey, Russell, your backpack strap is loose. We're about to engage the Taliban. You might want to tighten that backpack strap. No, that doesn't sound macho enough. Doesn't sound fearsome enough. Dude, you're webbing. Tighten that stuff up. That webbing. See, sounds better. That was my acting right there. How do you like them? Okay, I'll get back to what I do better. Sorry, that was a mistake. I attribute it to fatigue. Yeah, webbing. Oh, crap, sorry. Oh my God, cut his webbing. You need to save him. He's drowning under the weight of his backpack. They don't even probably call it a backpack. It's a rucksack or something. But backpacks are what you put your school books in when you go to college. I'm clearly crazed from his Houston trip. Yeah, what character could I play in a movie? I was on a TV show once. I played myself, and can I tell you, even playing myself, I effed it up pretty badly. I am not an actor. So that's when people go like, "Hey, are you ever going to do a cameo?" Like that is the most terrifying thing. I'm actually better at PUBG than I am at acting. So that just goes to show how crappy I would be at acting. Lee in Rush Hour. That sounds vaguely racist, but it's okay. Doesn't hurt my feelings. That dude from Rush Hour. What's all this? When I was a kid, I was always like, "Oh, Bruce Lee." It only took like 30 years for me to escape that stigma. Now I'm being lumped in with Rush Hour. Thanks, guys. I think it's hard to play myself. Because I'm very self-conscious. So if I played myself, I would be even more self-conscious playing myself who's self-conscious. So think about that loop of despair. All right. Let's get back to finishing this up. Why does the Punisher have white gloves? I know it looks kind of cool or dramatic. But anyone with white gloves, it looks a little weird. Except Green Lantern, of course, that looks awesome. If you hear rattling outside, they might be my children. They just might. I have the door closed, but even with the headphones on, I can hear them. You should do a cameo on a family dinner at my place. What are you making? What can I expect if I go to your house for dinner? What can I expect? Oh, how thoughtful. You put a pad of paper where my dinner meal would be and some pens. Oh, you got them right off my webpage. How thoughtful. You're gonna eat while I draw? I can do that, I guess. White gloves are good for Mickey Mouse. They're good enough for Frank Castle. Why, Frank Castle, do you have white gloves? Where do you buy white gloves? The men's section at Macy's? No. Oh, I'm buying these for my wife. But she has very big, manly hands. Big, manly hands like mine. These are good. These are good. Yeah. She loves these. Give me 20 pair. Detective on the case. We have the sketch of the Punisher. He's got white gloves. Look for a man that's buying white gloves that fit his hands. Because if they fit, he will not be acquitted. Right? Duh. I want to see that as an episode on Netflix. Where do you buy white gloves? Hold on. There you go, guys. Message deleted. What did Patrick Cav say? Thanks for the sub, John Les Studio. What have we done? What did that guy say? Patrick Cav. Message deleted. Speedscape Art. Message deleted. I have homework, but Jim is more importantly. Let me guess, your homework's in English. Possibly. Maybe. Must be links. Links are being deleted. Got it. Got it. Carlo Pops, donate 5. Enjoy the money, bro. Thank you. Renee Elephant. So, actually, speaking of jokes, I do try to be... Oh, crap. Guys are throwing me off my game. I'm blaming you guys. The sketch would be better. Being distracted by chat. If you go to a panel like at Comic-Con, with the actual audience there, I do try to be a little sillier. It's a lot harder when you're home by yourself wearing headphones, so you sound like you're perpetually stuffed up and have a cold. To be amusing. You feel a little crazy, like you're a vigilante that's looking for a mild-mannered IT guy to partner up with in his war against crime. Can you imagine Frank Castle comes back after like a day of like avenging, taking out mobsters. Microchip, are you playing Angry Birds again? What the F, dude? I told you I wanted some info on this. I mean, seriously. You can't fight crime. You gotta be dedicated. That's what I hear from all the people I know that fight crime. He's eating Hot Pockets. That's right. He's eating Hot Pockets. Hey, Frank, your white gloves are in. You know what? That's the way to do it. He wouldn't buy it. He'd have Chip buy the white gloves. Duh. Harper HLH. Actually, my homework is in English. How did I guess? How did I know? How did I know? If you add a LY, excuse me 1 second, guys. Oh my God. Did I always think about this way about the character? Probably. No. I never really thought about the white gloves. There's a lot of stuff you accept for, you don't think about. You just take for. Look, the whole idea of even putting on a costume, bright colored costume to go fight crime, it's something as a kid, like, that's why comics were perceived as a kid's medium. Like, adults back, they were adulting back in the day. You know, you have people my age playing PUBG, and they didn't do that back in the day. They were real men and women, you know. As a kid growing up, like 30 seemed like the end of the road. Like 30, like, oh my God, life's over, dude. But now you have people in their 40s and 50s, and I see them like skateboarding on the streets, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure that's perfectly normal. But even at like gaming at my age, I'm like, this seems really. I should be, mowing the grass, readjusting my stock portfolio, berating my kids about their dating choices. Something, Instead, I'm arguing with people online about, Olivia Newton-John movies and talking about my theories on white gloves and vigilantes. I'm like, we're in prolonged adolescence. And have been for quite a while. It's normal for 40-year-old men to dress up as superheroes with their kids. Oh, I think it's normal, at least. Yes, ban toxicity 8827 immediately. Nerds of Anarchy, shout out. Nerds of Anarchy, NOA. I did meet some of them when I was in Houston. They're a very active Facebook group, probably of people in their 40s that like to skateboard. Charles Moore recently dressed up as Elsa with his daughter as Anna. It was fun. I get it. Get him out of here. All right, so you can see I'm inking pretty loosely. It's the Punisher. If there's a character to ink loosely with, it's the Punisher. Excuse me. I seem to be slightly congested from my flight. Dry air on the plane, maybe? I don't know. Shaking hands with 1,000 people in a day in another part of the country where different bacteria and viruses that have been incubating after a major hurricane might be jumping around from person to person. Possibly. Right? Isn't that what killed a bunch of African natives, people on Easter Island, American Indians, right? People with germs and contagions from other parts of the world that their body didn't have antibodies to. I don't think you get sick from the wear and tear of travel. I think you get sick from weird microbes that don't exist in where you live. That's why kids all get sick when they go back to school, because they're basically in contact with all these other kids that they normally aren't in contact with. The bodies aren't used to it. This is the important stuff that should be in my head. This is beautiful. Well, thank you, Tarkus 110. Dry air and confined space on a plane. Yeah, that's probably part of it too. You gave him 21 Jump Street Johnny Depp hair. Yeah, that's the only way to do it. I hate kids. Aren't you a kid, superhero swimmer? Aren't you like 18 years old? Just FYI, anyone under 30 is a kid to me. That's the beauty of being old. No, look, I'm just ragging. I'm just making conversation. I would much prefer the way things are now than the way before. Literally, people retired at 55, which is 2 years from now. I can't even imagine doing that. You know, retiring and never working again. Just sort of fading off into the sunset. That'd be crazy. So with this prolonged adolescence, you know, 60 is like the new 30 or something like that. At least that's what I tell myself. I think I heard something. It's Bob. It's just Bob. Subscribe. Okie dokie. As you can tell, I'm probably having a little more fun with this than I should be. For clowning on his white gloves so much. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go a little darker. Yeah, I'm going to go darker. I'm going to go to 11 on the darkness scale right here. Hit up this webbing. Make it super exciting. Something happened. Excuse me, RoboCop Sun, 100 bits. Cheer. Thank you. I feel like I'm getting more cheers and stuff with my stupid patter. Is that what the secret is? I don't know. Or maybe it's with the inking. Asians, Latinos, and African Americans don't age. We live forever. All right, just FYI, you may look younger, but you're still aging. All right. Inside, bones are falling apart, ligaments are deteriorating, brain cells are dying by the second. Oh my gosh. How do I subscribe? Someone share some knowledge, please. Who's new to Twitch? Say me, or say I'm new. Bone density is gone. Is that like a euphemism for something sexual? I don't know what that means, bone density. Oh, bone density, yeah. Yeah, I know what that means. Your bones become more brittle. I know. This is my second live stream. I made an account just for this stream. And you use your real name, Tony Kenobi? Don't you know anything? Do never use your real name for a stream. Should have gone to medical school, Jim. Oh. I think you don't like this sketch. It's telling me go back to medical school. It's starting to make me cry. Look, tears. Okay. This arm looks much shorter than this arm, doesn't it? It would be great if you guys saw that and just tell me and save me some aggravation here, but all right, let's figure this out. What am I going to do? I'm going to readjust. That arm looks shorter, Jim. Thanks, Renee. Too late. Ladies and gentlemen, our helpful moderator, Renee Elephant. It looks a lot shorter. Although now this one looks super short too. All right, you know what I'm going to do? Guess what? It's all going to go to black. Yes. I noticed, but I didn't dare tell you. You're not hurting my feelings, dude. It's not like if I draw one arm shorter than the other in a sketch on Twitch that people are going to go like, I hate your artwork forever. Or they might. I don't know. At what point do people go like, he's lost it? Did you just see his recent Twitch stream? One arm shorter than the other dude. The guy's lost it. Oh, let's go out skateboarding. Okay, brah. Lost all talent. It would be lost remaining talent. Crispy. All right, so what am I going to do? Oh, I know what I'll do. Watch this. Da 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 da. It's true, inking goes faster if you whistle. I have heard. That's what Scott Williams told me. Dude, what's the secret to inking? If you whistle, it's A, both more enjoyable, and B, it goes faster. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. But I do know I'm going to do this. Just FYI, this was the plan all along. I just wanted to walk you through my thinking. Right. There. Is he holding 2 duffel bags? What does that mean? My point is that he develops so well that it sounds crazy to me making these jokes nowadays. Not sure what that... I feel like I'm jumping into a conversation I shouldn't have jumped into. Sorry. I don't even think that line's the same angle. The slopes are not equivalent. Okay, that looks about right. Okay. All right, let's... okay. Six slopes. Is that a racist thing? Because I've been sniffling? What the hell? Alright. That's dad humor. That's old school bad humor. You can't say that stuff today. You can't. Did I miss anything? Yes, you missed this. My art gear list is so lengthy I need to buy it all. It's a stupid joke I can't say anymore. I'm the worst. I'm really up the comment. I think I'm just exhausted from the trip to Houston. The GOAT. You know, I know what it stands for, but that's a horrible acronym. You know, the snail, the smartest new artist really trying. No, I just spelled smart. What am I? SNAIL. The smartest new artist in life. Dude, you are so snail. You are the, like, you know what I'm saying? GOAT, like, I get it. But it should be like bull. Or you are, you know, mad dog or something. Dude, you're the GOAT. Bah. Bah. Sorry. Snailed it. Yes, I snailed this one. Snailed this hard. Snailed ham. Ham as a snail. I don't know what that even means. I'm all about the snail hamming goat. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you're the goat. Dude, you're the pheasant. You are the pheasant. You are the lemur. You are the lemur. You are the luckiest eligible male utilizing right angles. I don't know. Someone else needs to go back to spelling school. Lemur, sir. Snailed it. I like snailed it. You know what? That's gonna be the next. That's gonna be my next. I cannot think. That's gonna be my next exclusive emoticon. A snail, and it's gonna be snailed it. I need a nap. I need a lot of things actually. Okay. I think this is mostly done at this point. I mean, I could probably spend a little more time and effort on the webbing, the backpack straps, as you guys like to call it. Those not in the know, like me and Russell. I think I'm only going to stream after I've flown cross country or halfway across the country. I feel like this is more engaging. It's definitely funnier for me. I don't know for you. All right, I'm done. Something's happening. More bits, I think. No. What happened? What happened? What happened to my windows? Oh my god. Oh, that's what happened. This is Wolfie. Is that Wolfie? Wolfie? Make yourself known if it's Wolfie. Wolfie. Wolfie? If that's really you, where did we eat last have a meal? What kind of food did we have? This is Wolfie. Wolfie's thinking. Googling. Hey now, okay. All right, but Wolfie, do you remember what kind of food we had? Indian! That is correct. This is Wolfie. All right, Wolfie, I don't know what you make for contributing things to the Howard Stern Show, but come on, you don't need to cheer me on, dude. That's awesome. Thank you very much. This is Wolfie. Wolfie from the Howard Stern Show, man. This is the guy that comes to conventions and mocks you guys, us, our community, the Darth Mauls, or the Darth, what was it? What are the Gamorrean guards? There's a hilarious bit. If you Google Wolfie and Gamorrean guards, right? Some hilarious stuff. So awesome. Thank you, Wolfie. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Wolfie is he's a big comic book fan, and he's sort of a roving correspondent, embedded reporter for the Howard Stern Show. And what is Jim saying? You know what? You got me, man. I have no idea. All right. So Wolfie's cool in my book. All right. Look at that. That's called texture. You know what? I'm doing this off camera. So I'm going to just quick tutorial, bullet holes, light sources at the top, so that the underside of the bullet holes are going to have the shadows, and then the impact point of the bullet itself, and then these are all basically plaster or whatever material sort of breaking, right? And then if they break close to each other, they actually start connecting up and forming kind of patterns like this, right? Like broken glass. But the trick is to put the shadows underneath the top parts. Okay? That makes sense. Right? And then you just take a little marker and just drop it in there. Okay? Looks like balls. I don't know. Snailed it. All right. Alpha Proto Shop has cheered 500 bits. Thank you, Alpha Proto Shop. Please, cheer 500. Please add the ends of the headband blowing in the wind. Wow. Are you an art director in real life? Let me ask. Are you a manager of people? I don't know why I asked. But. All right. Should I do that? Should I? Let me think about this. Or is it one of those elastic kind of Adidas? Because if you tie the knot, it gets loose over time. Do you think that the Punisher would just say, I'm going to microchip, create a headband that does not loosen? Nah. That does sound like a cool idea. Don't be a sellout, okay? Yeah, headband. Headband blowing. All right, fine. There we go. Oh. Okay. All right, so that's going to give me 20 minutes to do Deathstroke. Right. Okay. Okay. And I think that's it. And scene, right? Does he need a strap across his chest for the gun to basically hang from his back? Trevor Kai, or K, 100 bits, thank you. Alpha Pack has subscribed, welcome. I'm not going to put the strap because I don't want to mess up the skull symbol. It magnetically attaches to a plate that Microchip has installed in the back of Frank Castle's back. So basically, when he walks by the pantry, plunk, 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 all these like cans fly them attached to his back, but so he avoids the kitchen. Anyway, Wolfie, are you streaming yourself? I know there was some thought or some talk about some people on the Stern Show streaming as well. I snailed the piece. Is this canon? Ha 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 ha. Cans aren't magnetic. What do you mean cans aren't magnetic? Superhero swimmer, I don't know. First of all, you say you hate kids and yet you're a kid. Cans are definitely magnetic. They're made of steel. Janella, how can I win the Punisher sketch? So it's just figure out whether it's a sub 10, sub 25, sub 5, and then we'll just raffle it off. I know it sucks to make the suggestion and not win. Man-child. No, they aren't. All right. You know what? I have a magnet. Do I have a can of anything here? Cans are made of aluminum? Not when I was a man. Whippersnapper. When I was a man. What am I saying? They're made of tin. Aluminum would be too thin. Aluminum will crumple under the strength of my hands. Aluminum is not a magnetic. Does anyone have a can nearby? And then just put a magnet next to it. Do I think my hard drive is magnetic? Or a snail's magnetic? An opener has a magnet. Yes. Oh my god, a betas. I don't even have to like can openers, right? To get the lid off. Tink. Unless just the tops are made of tin. No, but they're not made of like soda cans are aluminum. But superhero swimmer things with food in them made of steel. Magnetic. Get a can. Yes. I have a magnet. All right. Deathstroke. Stop. I will stop. I know that you guys are thinking, stop with this nonsense, but you're too polite to mess with the snail. All right. I'm looking at Deathstroke. There's quite a lot. You know what? Here's what I'm thinking. I want to practice. Practice. This mask is the trickiest part. It seems very simple. But things that are simple are actually the hardest to do. So you want to just basically make sure that you have the right shape. This line, especially this kind of middle line, is vital. It's kind of selling this three-dimensional shape that you're creating. So let me just warm up a little bit, make sure that I've got this down, as they say, or as the kids say. All right. How's that look? Pretty good? All right. So, what do you guys think? Right there. I think I'm done. All right, so I should just go ahead and move to the next sketch. Ship it. On fleek. Bruh. Right? Hold on a second. I have scissors somewhere, but I'm too lazy to get up. So whoever wins this Punisher, excuse me, I will send them this cool variant head as well. Variant head. All right, got it. All right. Let's do Deathstroke, the Terminator. Follow me if you want to live. Punstroke. Deathstroke. Deathstroke? Punstroke. I think Punstroke sounds better. Okay. Alright, I don't have much time to do this, so I gotta... I know this look, this angle right here, because that's usually the last thing I see. Right before my finger goes to fire, and then I get taken out in PUBG. This is what I see a lot. The bane of my existence. The Deathstroke of my existence. Superhero swimmer. Did we establish? You're like in high school, right? At least last time I saw you. Am I correct? Who's holding? You know what? He's holding the scope up to the blind side. All right. Can I just say something? I found this reference online, man. It's not my fault. Could I tell you? There would be a slight tactical advantage not being able to see out of one eye. Yeah, but if you look online, he's holding the gun with his right hand, which means that his scope would be to the right eye. Who created this character? Oh, he's a DC character. Oh, he's the best. I love it. Fun for the whole family. I love it. Let's see. I know George Perez created the character. Come on, guys. Hip fire. Yeah. Gosh, that means I have to redraw this whole thing. That means he's a left-handed shooter? Really? I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out how to save this. He has aim. He has an aim bot. That's for sure. He doesn't aim. Aiming is for snails, dude. He's above that. He's the goat. I gotta figure this out. Oh God, please, someone save me. I thought I had figured it all out. All right, let's just do this real quick. Excuse the light. All this underdrawing gone to waste. Okay. Can someone Google and see if Deathstroke is right or left-handed? Because if he's right-handed, there's a problem. I think we've just might have uncovered something very critically important for the DC Universe online, and I will pull an emergency session of all the editors together tomorrow, and we will rectify this. Just get rid of the scope. He doesn't need his eye. He's right-handed. Is he right-handed? If he is holding a burrito, I should do that. You're right. He's firing wild. He's ambidextrous. He is actually ambidextrous. I remember that from the books. Okay, forget it. I'm going back to this. I'll just get rid of the scope. You guys solved it for me. What do I know? But that means I have to draw the top part of the gun now. Ugh. That scope saved me a lot of work. All right. I got 4 minutes to do this. Okay. Something happened. Oh, Beeve? Oh my gosh. Is that a reference to Leave It to Beaver? Please. So I can keep this channel PG. Something else happened. cheer Wolfie. What if it's Wolfie's kid? What if it's Wolfie's kid, who is a very good artist actually? What if he's just created this Twitch account and is just racking up the dollars? It's like, what is it? But I like the sound this button makes. Ching, 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 ching. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see if I can do this. Oof. All right. That's where the bullet comes out. I'm sure there's a technical term for that. Russ, I don't know what they call that, what the military calls that, but I call that where the bullet comes out. And then this is the area with like the cheese grater. Right, the cheese grater goes there. And then there's the aluminum sights, as a superhero swimmer likes to call them. We call them iron sights, but he's convinced they're aluminum sights. So they're aluminum sights here. So little doohickey round things on the sides. A couple things that jut out here and there. And yeah, let's not go to the... Yes. Toxicity. I know it's the muzzle. Please, come on, guys. All right. Oh. Sure. I'm trying to figure this all out here. Would look like that, right? I don't know. Okay. And this is the doohickey down here. That holds all the pew-pews. Right. And then that's where the other hand would go. Right. Okay. Pew-pew holder. Still needs a burrito. We could fit it into his knapsack. I mean, his gear bag. All right. So on this one, I'm going to put as many blacks as I can in first, the shadows. And then I'll figure out what details are needed. I kind of nerfed or muffed or screwed up this hand here. I don't really like it, but I'm not even sure how to fix it, to be honest. So I will deal with it when I get to it. So you can see I'm just sort of dropping in shadows and letting the actual shape of the brush kind of dictate and create sort of random shapes a la Bob Ross. And then I'll kind of lean into the shapes that I'd like that I've created accidentally and make them into shadows. So, right. So then I know I've got... Okay. Okay, it's 12 o'clock. I know he's got like sort of modules and stuff like that, body armor. So I'll break out some shapes there. The Jigga Man says, "Holy S, it's looking badass." Thank you. And I think he's got like all these textures too, right? So if I go like that, okay. And not screw up the pattern. There we go. That looks a little bit better. I'm creating a pattern, a detail of the costume, and also creating a shadow, or a faux shadow, for sure. Got those aluminum sights all set up there. Superhero Swimmer, ask your mother, Mom, are canned goods, are they magnetic or not? I'm just curious what she would say. Have you ever opened a can yourself? Just curious. Curious. Will Broussard, wow, this is coming out great. You know, I like everything in that sentence except the wow part. It makes me think that you question whether I could do this or not. Like, wow. Hey, Mason. Mason, what's up, Mason? I did ask her. She said, I dumb. All right. I don't know. You just seemed very sure that they were aluminum, so I'm not sure what was going on there. I like the art. Thank you, Mason. People will think, well, he's just saying that because he's your son. He doesn't really like it. Whatever. Ink. Ouch. You know what? I still have to... I need to drop a link for Lucas's... He did this very small video game project. It's called Baby Snatchers. And it's on a website that publishes games for people that just kind of create small little fun games. So I'm going to post the link once I find it. When I let the ink dry on this. If you guys could check it out, rate it favorably, or you can rate it unfavorably. We'll delete them, but just check it out. I'm trying to encourage he wants to get in the video game business, and you know, I've really kind of followed my dreams to be the snail of all time, and so I want to help him out in what he's trying to achieve as well. So if you guys can check it out, I will drop that link in a bit. Did I see the Bark Knight? What ink am I using? It's on the main page. The main page has all my supplies. I've talked about it on most of the streams, so let me just... I want to kind of get this done. I've got a hard out soon. I've got lunch with my art rep who's in town, so I want to meet up with him and not keep him waiting. So if you look here, I'm just basically, I'm just chunking it out. I'm just creating big chunks of rectangular shapes and whatnot. It is essentially a modular carbon fiber type armor that he's wearing. And there's going to be black here anyway, so I just need to just call out the highlights. and your mind will figure out what it is, even though it looks like just random shapes. You'll think it's gear or buckles or webbing, backpack straps. Okay. And now, okay. Kind of liked it better with the nodules in there, but whatever, dude. Okay. That's my inner voice speaking. All right. And there's that whistling again. Material currently used, wadded up piece of paper towel with ink. Correct. Right side of helmet. No swords. Snailed it, yes. Is that armor? Is it magnetic or not? I would think it's not magnetic. So he could fight with Punisher. They could shoot back to back, not be stuck to each other. That would be funny if I blew my nose with it. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna let this dry and let me find the link while we wait for this. All right. There we go. Looking. 1 second. That didn't work. Excuse me. You know, there was a day and age when my text message was so easy to navigate through, but now that you can put photos and links and everything, I mean, it's just as clunky as email at this point. I feel like I have to save everything. I need to move to something that's even. Thankfully, I can search through all my conversations, but geez, I mean. All right. I think I found it. I did find it, but now I gotta wait for it to download. And it's an old message, so I'm waiting for it to download or something. Something's waiting to download. Alright, stop this nonsense over here. 1922. Excuse me 1 second while I still look for this thing. All right. Newgrounds, okay. Found the website at least, so maybe I can search off of this. So those of you just tuning in, you're like, what's he doing? Okay, so there's a website that allows people to host games and movies and whatnot. So I am looking for what my son put up. Okay, that yielded nothing. Maybe it's singular. Nope. Maybe it's 2 words. Yep, found it. All right. Okay, it has 663 views. It's down to 2.25 stars. At one point, it had 3 stars. It's his first effort, so be kind. Please rewind. I know people means nothing to you guys. I think you have to create an account to comment. Don't worry about rating it, whatever. I mean, rate it whatever you want. I think it's actually very challenging for the first level. If I had to give him notes, it would be make the first round more of a tutorial, make it simpler. And then he's got another game, if you search by user, I think, where you can watch crops grow. You're like a farmer, which is even more basic. Okay, all right. Let's put the finishing touches on this. Okay, now I'm going back in with the marker, pulling out the details. One thing you'll note, if you see like Deathstroke in a media production, without spoiling anything, the mask is a lot larger than it's drawn in the comics. Same thing with like Magneto. I think they have to. It's always like a struggle to kind of get it to the proportions of the comic books, you know. Okay. Okay. Now I'm just putting lines to help kind of sell sort of the roundness of the arm, because the modular kind of shapes were kind of breaking up some of the more organic shapes that I need to kind of sell the arm and whatnot. Okay. Okay. All right. Just doing kind of the meshing. Kind of help sell that. Now, kind of create things that look kind of vaguely finger-like, even though I don't really know what the structure is. Sort of trapping some of these shadows. Gotta make this look somehow into like a thumb type thing. Maybe I'll make it mesh. Right? That looks like a thumb somehow, right? Don't worry, I'm going to fix this part up here. All right. me see. Oh, I just did something I didn't want to do, which was refresh the chat, so I just missed a lot of the... So 100 view checked out Baby Snatcher. The views went up by 100. That's pretty good. Appreciate that. So as you can see, that the inking is very loose on here, and so the way to mitigate that, that's a fancy word for kind of fix it or to make it look less sloppy, because you want to have a mix between sloppy and kind of tight, is to add some kind of sharp, very clean lines. And that kind of, it doesn't fool the eye, but it kind of convinces the eye that not everything's just kind of super loose. It's kind of nice to have a mix of looseness and very kind of tight lines. So having a little detail kind of goes a long way and actually makes the looser parts of the drawing into something, even though technically it's just kind of just blobby ink shapes. All right. So, for example, if we go in here like this, all right, what are you teaching your kids? Teaching them to go with their passions, the things that motivate them, the things that interest them, and that's what they come up with. Yep. I'm sure my parents looked at me aghast when I said, yeah, I want to draw comic books. Like, what? We just sent you to a private prep school and a very expensive Ivy League school. And you want to draw obscure characters that will never be known by the mainstream world? Like these X-Men? Who the hell are these X-Men? You're going to die in obscurity. Iron Man. Who's Iron Man? Who's Deathstroke? I was like, you're right. But now we live in an age. Still kind of blows my mind, honestly. I got into this because I love comic books. I did not really expect there to be this other greater sort of awareness or payoff or acceptance. And frankly, at the time, it didn't matter to me. So, oh, hey.
Video games is my passion.
Yes, video games is Mason's passion. I think actually buying and selling skins is your passion, to be honest. All right. There's Mason. Mason has made his appearance. It's cold today, huh? It's like 60 degrees.
So cool.
It's so cold. So cold. So cold.
Did you put in the link to this game?
The what? Yeah, I did. I did send the link. Look, it's 762 views. And now if I click there. Oh, the rating's going down. Dude, what's going on? They're bastards out there. Crispy. Who is Crispy?
Probably because it's super short.
The game is, yeah. Mason, are cans magnetic?
No. Yes.
What are you guys learning in school? That's all I want to know. What do they teach you? Yeah. What do they teach you at school? All right.
They teach us that cells, and about cells, and about McDonald's is bad for you.
Cells? You mean like plant cells? Human cells? All cells? Mitochondria? Do you know what mitochondria are? Vacuoles? You know what a vacuole is? Did they teach you what a vacuole is? Really?
I don't know.
Nucleus?
Yeah.
Everyone knows the nucleus. It's the unsung vacuole that never gets the hype. Midichlorians. Midichlorians. Yeah, do they teach you about midichlorians?
No. I don't even know what they
Cytoplasm. How about
How about what?
ribonucleic acid? Do they teach you what that is?
They taught us about nucleic acid, but not
Cytosine? You know what cytosine? No? All right. It's a surefire way to get people to leave the room, start talking about amino acids. Now look at you guys knowing the difference between DNA and RNA. I might have the smartest Twitch stream ever. I mean, you guys, not me, but okay. Ribonucleic acid is the chain of Did you just Google that? Chain of proteins that give instruction to cells? That TNA, transfer RNA, that's right. Not to be confused with Ronnie Munn's TNA 68. 68 amino acids. Yay. All right, now I'm just adding a couple little details, make it look like something's happening. Somebody's falling asleep. This isn't science class. I'm just filling up chatter, dude. I got people thinking food cans are made out of aluminum. I cannot allow that to stand. I feel the need to educate. So I'm just picking out little details here and there, and the mind kind of fills in the rest, as they say, or should. It's all about Tom Cruise here today. Bill Nye and Jim Lee collaboration. Ay. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Right? No sword. We all decided no sword. Right? Did we all decide no sword? Someone's been timed out. What happened? Message deleted. Ch-ch-chini. Yes to the sword. Need sword. Sword. No, no sword. Yes, no. I'm going to go with no sword. Because it's going to... Well, maybe I will put a sword. I'm going to go with the sword, and I'll tell you why. Because it will break up this kind of weird shape I've got here. And I can just basically put the sword like that. Right. Someone just did something. I don't know what. What was done? Something was done. I've got so many things open at this point. Oh, Wolfie again. Dude, Wolfie's kid is on a tear. Mad tear today. Alright. Then to sell that it's in this shadow, it has to go all the way black here. Okay. Something else also happened. Proper Artist has resubscribed. Thank you. Alright, so these are the two I'm going to get done. I'm going to say the Punisher, it will be sub 5 and sub 10. And then I'll make this Deathstroke sub 25, unless you guys feel differently. Is that cool? Black Wolves 808, gotta go. See you later, man. Thank you for tuning in. The Doctor Doom is for someone else already, sorry. Okay, alright. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and... this helmet looks off. It's messed up here. Hold on a second. I have a heart. Let's see. Let's fix that. Okay. I need to look at that backwards to the light. I drew something on the back. It's tweaked. I cannot now tell. Alright. So many things going on at once. Alright, let's do that. I need to then erase this on the back. So then I can properly see whether this helmet looks symmetrical or not. It does not. I think I'm going to have to do this, which is... Alright. And then I think it looks like it's wider on this side than this side, so I'll go like this. Alright. Okay. The Doctor Doom was for contests I did years and years ago, unfortunately, so that's out. Alright, so let me go to... Nightbot. Okay. So the way this works, guys, is hold on, let me put this over here. If you I'm going to give you a keyword that you have to type in. It's case insensitive. So for those of you who don't know what the difference between magnetic and non-magnetic cans, case insensitive means it doesn't matter if it's capitalized or not. So you just type in the keyword. And then to prove that you're a sub, well, sub 5 and 10 means all subs are eligible. So this will be sub 10 and higher, and this is all subs. Okay. So to prove that you can win this, you have to, if you do win, you have to throw up sort of this like gang sign. You have to throw up either the Mason head or the Batman emoticon. Those are only available to sub 10s and sub 25s, if that makes sense. Okay. So this is available to all subs. All right. Okay. I want to thank Will Bruce Art and Joanna. Someone will have to correct me on how to, if it's Joanella or Joe and John and Anna. I don't know what it is, but thank you very much for your suggestions. I had a fun time drawing these characters. So let's get on with this here. All right. Okay, so subs active, or the keyword. The keyword will be, for the Punisher, it will be castle. Okay, the word castle. So sub only. All right, so that means you have to have either the Stray logo or the Grifter logo on your head. Okay, next to your name. I see something else I don't like. I'm letting it load up, guys, so. Okay. What logo? Matador Studio. You're fine. There's like that little gray head symbol that you see next to everyone. If you guys are new to chat, you'll figure it out eventually. There's Janella. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm going to roll this. This is for the castle one. The winner is Kalman Soar. Been a subscriber since September 10th. Thank you guys for your support. Appreciate it. Awesome. So this one will go to Kalman Soar. All right, so I'm going to basically send you a message right now. Basically who to dedicate it to, where to mail it. If you're overseas, I ask you to pay for the postage. It adds up. I don't know. It's like $40 or something like that. 40 or 50, depending on the country. Congrats. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for subscribing and supporting this channel. Appreciate it. All right, now we're going to do Deathstroke. And for Deathstroke, I don't want to let's just put Terminator. Now I got to do it just right. Okay, it's with an OR at the end. Okay, sub 25 only. So you're going to have to flash the Batman emoticon at the end, which is this one right here. This is 25 only, correct? Oh, 10 and 25? Did I say 10 and 25? Yes, 10 and 25. No. Did I say 10 and 25? What did I say? Roll the tape. Kira, help me out. What did I say? Everyone's saying something different. All right. Renee says 10 and 25. All right. 10 and 25. Do 10 and 25. Look. We'll be doing this for a while. Let's not bicker over opportunities here. At the end of the day, this is all meant to be kind of fun and engaging, as it were. So, okay. So basically, if you win this, okay, you have to either flash a Mason head or the Batman emoticon, just like D Sketchy and Alvovich has done. 10 and 25. All right, gonna roll it right. Well, people are still typing in the chat. I'll give it a second. All right, here we go. The winner is Michael Demurgus. Michael has actually been a pretty big cheerer, subscribing since September 24th. Michael, please flash the appropriate emoticon, Mason head or the Batman head. He did both. So for those of you who are stressing out whether it was 25 or 10, the winner was both anyway. So awesome. And Michael is a pretty frequent visitor and cheerer, and so that's awesome. Congrats. Okay. Guys, I have to run to lunch. Thank you to Kate and Renee for modding. Thank you guys for all tuning in, listening to me ramble about nonsensical things. We're entering into a holiday period for those of you who don't know anything about Thanksgiving. So expect to see a little more activity on this stream for the week. And I'll see you guys probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for sure, Saturday for sure, Sunday for sure. I'm not sure about Tuesday, Wednesday because of the holidays, but we'll see you soon. Thank you guys again for your support. Really appreciate it, and these will go out this week. All right, so take care and have a great Sunday. And goodbye to Wolfie, man. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. That's really cool. Thanks.